Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be sowing a few more seeds. I did sow a couple while we were not together because I didn't want to make this entire um, video too long. So just on today, I'll just be sowing a couple more seeds and I'll be sharing that with you. So stick around so we can go ahead and just jump right into it. All right, guys. So I am to make this not so long. Just gonna go over really quickly. This is the exact same soil from the last time. I just moved my container here off of my table. So this is the exact same soil we'll be using. I am gonna use a few more of these trays. I'm gonna turn it around this way just so you can see. So over here on this table, that is where the grow stand is. That whole row right here, this row is the one that I did without you guys, and those are the ones that we did together. So I'm going to be doing that top row here as well as these four little containers right here. So that is my plan today, so is to get these all started. I do want to just do a couple of my some more of my what I consider the medicinal flowering herbs and a few more vegetable plants that I want to start for my spring gardening. I'm not going to do any of my summer plants. The only thing I'm kind of technically doing that we'll be going through the summer is just the onions. Other than that, let's hop into it. So this again is the 12 cell trays. I did all of my lettuces. That's what was over there on that shelf. So the lettuces are on the shelf over there, as well as my mustard greens, turnip greens, collard greens, and a few other cabbages. I did find my purple Brussels. Told you I had them. I did find those. So I did go ahead and plant those as well because, those take, my whole life to grow. So I just want to get them in the, in the seeds in the soil. But today, so I am going to start these and do my other set of onion seeds that I want to add over there because these are going to be the ones that I need to put out. So, onions take a while to grow, so I want to be able to put them out in they're going to be transplanted into my green stalks. So I have 2 green stalks that's dedicated to just onions. Next year, I'll have my 1 green stalk that's dedicated to my garlic, 2 that's dedicated to the onions, and 1 is going to be half onions, half garlic. So a total of 4. I am definitely going to at least probably get 4 more green stalks to add out there onto the concrete patio. But right now, I'm just going to go ahead and start adding some additional yellow onions. And then after the yellow onions, we'll go right into these here. And I did find, so I know you saw in the last video I used my nail. I did find my little, I have these little things like this. I did use it again. I'm like, you know what? I bought this for a reason. I did like these. But let me just show you because I can tell you what I do and don't like. So these are like those little sets you always see. I think I got these from Amazon. I don't know. I've had them a while. This I've never used because I don't like it. Now, while it definitely does have the size of the holes to make the seed slide out of, from nothing to, nothing very tiny to large, it just makes it a little bit difficult. I don't like this. This tool right here, I don't like it. And it came with 2 of them. Don't like those at all. This here, to help put the holes in the ground, I mean, you could. Well, I mean, it wouldn't hurt anything. But again, that's just something else. And again, it's 2 of those. So came with like 2 of these, 2 of those other things. But this is like a little mini shovel and fork. It doesn't really serve me any purpose either. No. But this, believe it or not, I like this. One, I can put the holes in the, poke my little holes in the soil. And when I'm trying to scoop the seeds out of my hand, they fit perfectly. It works perfectly. And I can actually pour them right back into the bag. I actually think this is the only one out of that set that I actually like. I'm going to use it now. I use it pretty much when I was doing the little tiny seeds, like the, you know, the flowers, or the, like chamomile. Oh my God. Like chamomile seeds are like not there. Like, but I mean, I wouldn't need it for these onions because onions are pretty big, but it's still, I think it's a useful tool. So if you're thinking about, you know, like, you know, should I get it? You know, does it work? I mean, it does, but again, it's your personal choice if you want to use your hands or use some kind of tool. But I'm just going to show you these. Well, let me put them in my hand. Let me show you these onion seeds. Onions, the seeds are pretty big, so they don't. Let me see if I can turn the camera a different way. I'm going to move my camera. Yeah, let me do it this way. So can you see those seeds? Yeah, they're pretty big. So onion seeds, they, you know, they don't, you don't need a whole lot of help with onion seeds. But I'll tell you one thing. If you're planting any of those flowers, from chamomile to, what's the other one? Violas, pansies. Yeah, you're going to need something. I promise you. All right, so I'm just going to do, I'm doing my double holes like I did before, and I'm using this end of this little device just because I'm like, oh, it's right here. I did find it when I was pulling out some of my other seed supplies. So I'm going to use it since I got it. And so while I'm doing this, I did just want to mention, and again, I'm in zone 6B for those who are watching for the very first time. I'm going to literally just put my seeds on here, and I literally can just drop them right in the hole. I really do think I like this. Forgot all about it. In the summer, I don't use anything but my hands because I'm outside. My hands are dirty anyway, so I'm like, I don't care. But since I'm inside, I'm like, why not? See how much faster this is going? I don't have to worry about picking up anything, and I can see exactly the number of seeds that I'm picking up. All right. If you do use some type of little piece of equipment when you're seed starting, what do you use? What do you suggest? Or are you kind of like me? I like my hands dirty. I don't know. Despite me having nails, I'm definitely not girly at all. I'm an outsider. Well, now I don't like camping and all that. When I say outside, I'm a garden girl. That's the strictest. That's as far as I'm going. I do not want to be. I don't do dirt bikes and all of that. No. But playing in soil, playing in the dirt, as my husband would call it. Yes, that's me. All right. I think the nails is just to have some kind of femininity when I am not in the garden. I feel like, well, have something. Okay, so anywho, and one day, guys, I have a mic. I just want you guys to know I do have a mic, and one day I am going to use it. But that is not on my mind when I'm doing anything. It's hooking up a mic, and one day I'm gonna have to get used to the program, but it's not my thing. All right, doing this last seed right here. Okay, give me one moment. Okay, guys, I had someone ringing my bell, and I'm not sure what they want because when I went out there, they were gone. Okay, so I have all of these planted. Again, this is a 12 cell tray, but I put 2 seedlings in each cell, so this is 24. So as the onions grow up, I will separate them and put them in the transplant them to the green stalks. So of course, do my top watering. You know what I will do? This is also what I like about this. I can grab some dirt out of here and just kind of sprinkle it over the top of some of these. Some of these, as I was patting them in, were sinking kind of low. So I'll just brush a little of this on top of some of them. Some of them don't need any, but some of them are kind of low. Yep, more in this one. Because once I water this in, it's definitely going to sink down anyway. Okay. Okay, dropping stuff. All right. And again. So yesterday when I did this for my other seedlings that I had started, what I did was I had hot water in my spray bottle because I wanted to give them like a jump start for some of my lettuce seeds, because I'm going to use those right away. I'm going to transplant. Can't even talk. Transplant them to the greenhouse when they have their set of true leaves. But these, they're just going to go under the grow lights and germinate as they normally would. Okay. All right, everyone. So now, for those that are in my zone, I have a quick question if any of you guys are ever watching this. When you transplant your onions into, or let me ask, do you direct sow? Do you buy transplants? How do you which ones do you use? But if you do grow from seed and you transplant, do you clip the tops of your onions before transplanting, because they do get kind of long, or do you just leave them as they are? Because I'm torn between doing both, trying it a little bit. I have always cut mine, but this year I'm thinking, should I not cut them? Because I saw another gardener for mustard seed homesteading. I believe that's what the name of her channel is called. Her name's Megan. I saw her cutting the tops off of her onions as they were growing. And I'm just wondering, like, I've never done that. Should I do that? So, just wondering. Just my mind talking right now. All right. And for my lettuce yesterday, this water was also boiling hot. And then I let it cool down a little bit, and then I transplanted my seedlings. That was just kind of to help speed up a little germination, because I want to use my onion seedlings as soon as possible. I do have, like I say, a ton growing in the greenhouse, but I also have a ton of people that I grow lettuce for, so they come by and get it regularly. So I like to keep it going, because we are always in the mood for a salad. So I'm just letting this sink down, and I don't know if you can see this moving. See that? So once I know it's fully kind of watered up, once I press this down and it stays down. But it's not quite there. I'm not going to wait on it though, but we're going to move it to the side, and then I'm going to start another set. I'll label that in a little bit. I know those are all onions, so I'm not worried about that at all. I'll put this top over here while that's settling down. All right. So again, you guys know I like to fill my trays up, and I just smooth them out. I like to see all the grit lines in them. That's just how I like it to look, which is just like that. I like to see all my grit lines. All right, so in this one, I'm going to plant 6 different plants in this one little pot, because I don't want a lot of these particular plants, mainly because I'm also going to start some at a later time. So I'm starting some now, and I'll start some a little later. So I'm going to start off with some Burpees Dwarf Mix-color Snapdragons. Last year when I grew the Snapdragons, they were so beautiful. They are annuals for me, so I have to plant these every year. Um, but I like the way they look. I love, love, love the way they look. So this is one of those. Well, I'm gonna need this. When I tell you these are like minute, they're not as small as chamomile, but man, you're not gonna even be able to see those. It looks like specks of that. Well, one day I'm gonna blow these up really big, but they're very, very tiny. But I can see them individually versus chamomile. So I'm gonna start them. And though I know that I'm not going to get no exact, I'm not gonna get an exact number. Probably gonna have to thin these out. But at least with this tool here, I can definitely see that I'm at least getting some in the dirt and how many is going to each of these holes. So this is perfect right here. Yep, and I can see them individually falling into the hole. So for these, I'm putting about 2 to 3 per hole, because last year when I wasn't paying attention to how much I was putting in there, they were either a ton of them and they were so hard to thin out, or it wasn't enough and some of them didn't germinate right. So I'm like, no, we're not going through all that. I'm gonna put about 2 or 3 because I can see about that right here versus just sprinkling me in like carrots. Not doing that with these, because it was too much for me to separate, just like the chamomile. I just said I left it and whatever happens, happens. All right, so I'm gonna put these back in here. So I've got those all done. Look at that, super simple. I'm gonna put that back in this little pouch and moving on. So Snapdragons are done. We're gonna put that to the side. And let me actually label them. I did not, so the hole for the Snapdragons was very, very tiny, if not really a hole at all. It was just lightly on top. And I'm gonna use these. I like the little shorter ones for these because of the domes. And gonna put on these Snapdragons. Let me just label it because I'll forget. Alright. And because I'm only growing this one variety, I'm not gonna put that these are the dwarfs. Just gonna put this. I don't know if I like the way that wrote. Let me try this one. That looks like that's gonna come off any moment now. Yeah, I like this, the way this one writes. What is your favorite flower to grow in your garden? Mine, hands down, is calendula. I love it. But second to that is chamomile. All right. So we got our Snapdragons in there. Next, I'm gonna do some Navajo tea. I feel like I got this one from a seller on Etsy. Normally I buy from the Ochre Lady. This isn't hers. I'm not sure who this one is because her logos have this. The Ochre Lady's logos have this. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a little blurry. You see that? Yeah, so hers has that little logo like that. So I know that these are not hers. Maybe I shouldn't have touched that because this is their little logo. But I'm not. So if you buy seeds from this seller, Seed Coat, I think that's what it is. Seed Coat. Maybe it is. That's what it is right there. But I'm almost certain it came from Etsy. Look how dirty my hands is. It's crazy. All right. So Navajo tea. Never grown this before. So this is why I wanted to do it. So I'm planting some now. See how those work. I'll plant some a little later. And then probably again a little later just to see what I can get growing and the best time for me since I've never grown this. I like to experiment. So I'm gonna do a little now, a little in a month or two, and then again in a month or two after that. So they look like little worms Kind of remind me of calendula, but not quite. But yeah, it looks like it kind of reminds me of calendula. Look like little dry worms. This is hilarious. So I'm just gonna put a couple on here. I did a little research on it to see if what's the best time. It did give this range that I'm doing now, plus another range in like late February, early March. So we're gonna see which one does better for me. And then depending on the number of plants that actually germinate from this, I'm gonna grow them in different areas. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna put some in the greenhouse, some in my front herb patch. We'll see. So these I'm gonna do. These are like again a little smaller than calendula, but they're that kind of like that U shape, like calendula. So we're gonna put them the depth that I would plant the calendula, which is about a fourth, about a fourth of a centimeter in. Like I can still see them, and I'll just lightly cover them. They seem very light. Like if you blow them, they'll blow away like lettuce. So I don't want to plant them too deep. But I am going to put 2 in each hole. Alright. Okay. Still want to waste nothing on my hand. So I'm going to just lightly cover these. Not going to pour extra dirt like I did the onions, because I do my onions like that every year. They're fine. But these, I don't know. Just going to lightly press them in there and see where we get with those. I'm excited. I love trying new things. So let's see what we get. All right. I'm going to write that on there. Put this over here with the Snapdragons. Label this one Navajo Tea. I am a tea drinker. I drink tea every single day, even in the summertime. Not a coffee drinker though. But Navajo Tea. And speaking of, this is hibiscus that I'm drinking now. Alright, oh, I put the packet over there, but I didn't put the seeds back in this little packet. Let's not do that, because then I have a pack of seeds over here right now that I have no clue what they are. And that's another thing I'm going to plant. I'm going to plant, sow some seeds. I have no clue what they are, so we can all be surprised, because I clearly don't know what they are. Let me move my onions out the way. All right. Next, I'm going to do some lemon mint. Now, I do have my spearmint out there. I have peppermint out there. Oh God, it's another type of mint. But I want to do this one. I don't have lemon mint. And I do have a spot for my mint, of course, in the container. I don't know if this is going to be just like the other ones, but I'm not taking any chances, because as you know, mint will take over your life. Okay, so do not put mint in the ground. I know you heard that 1,000 times. Do not. I don't even want to put it in my green stalk, because there's little holes at the bottom where the water drains, and mint is sneaky. It'll sneak through those. No, thank you. So I'm going to put that in this own container, because I don't trust them. But I want to grow it. So let's see. Yep, mint is tiny. Mint is tiny just like that, those Snapdragon ones. So I'm going to put 2 in each hole here too. See how many plants I get. By the way, if I do have any plants left over that I don't have room for, because I always overplant, and I really hate thinning out certain plants, because I want to grow everything. That's just me. I'm like, no, I need it. I'll find a place for it. I have a fellow gardener who's just starting out that I've inspired to grow. Her, as well as my neighbor, that they said they would take them. So I'm excited. I'm always excited to have a new gardener that's starting off that is inspired by me, by the way. I'll take that. So I'm excited to share. I'm definitely planting things for them, but some of the things that they didn't ask for, they said they'll take them. So at least I know that they will not go to waste. So this again is lemon mint. All right. putting that right on in here. And again, men are so tiny, so we plant it the same exact way. Just gonna lightly cover those up. Okay. All right. Next, I have peppermint down here. I'm not planting this peppermint. This was gonna be for a friend of mine, but I actually found her some seedlings that she can use. But so I'm indecisive about this this herbal. I'm thinking I'm gonna try it. I'm indecisive about whether or not I need to do it now or later. But a couple of research that I've done on it, as far as when to plant it, they want you to do it in like early spring or late summer. But this is gonna be in my greenhouse, so I'm just gonna see. And if it doesn't work out, we got more time. So I don't normally grow this one either. So, oh, I like the way, I love different and unique seeds. I don't grow this. I never planted it from seed. I did transplants. Look at these seeds. You see that? They look like little, you know those mechanical pencils when you were in school and the little tips of the mechanical pencil? That's what they look like to me. Can you see that? Yeah. Interesting. So, how do I want to sew these? Okay. Let's see. Someone says that they also do not like being transplanted, but I transplant these all the time, so that part I'm not worried about. And I just scoop some and a piece flew somewhere. Oh well. It's plenty in my hand though, so we're not going to look for it. Alright. These are kind of long, but they definitely blend in and disappear. So I'm doing 2 in each hole. I'll thin these out. Alright. 2 more here. Yeah, so this little tube, see, I like it. Though in the summer, I'm not going to even think about it, but right now, I like using it. Alright, there we go. We're going to cover that up. We're going to put this back. I did see one of the pieces that fell right here. I think it was more than one that flew, but I'm not worried about it. Alright, put that back. So again, that was a chervil. I don't know if I showed you guys that. If I did, I apologize. Alright, so let's label that one too. I'm going to do a red. Still a red one. I'll have a white one for later. Okay. Nope. We're going to keep the same color pattern. Okay. So that is chervil. Alright. Okay. The next one that I'm going to plant, I'm excited about this. Elderberry. So this needs to be planted now. This is actually not for me. I'll show you mine. I did some already for myself. I actually could plant a little bit more. I could plant a little bit more. But yeah, you know what? I'll double plant this. This is for my neighbor across the street, but why not? I'll plant me one just to see. Just in case mine out there does not do what it's supposed to do. Anywho, so this is elderberry. Yeah, so we'll do that like that. I'm actually giving the rest of these seeds away to someone, so whatever I don't use here, I'll give away. And that's what I do with a lot of my perennials. I will As long as I keep testing mine as long as they come back. Because, and we have really harsh winters sometimes. We had that polar vortex one year that it got down to like -26 and it killed a lot of my plants. So I want to make sure that I always make sure we don't have really harsh winters. So I do keep a couple seeds on hand because I collect my own seeds from my perennials. It's, I always have seeds on hand. Look at that, I need a little bit more. So I do have some seeds that I don't sell seeds at all. I just give them away. So if someone wants seeds and you are in the U.S., I have no problem sending them to you. Anything that I have left over or whatever, it's impossible to use all the seeds that I have. I have no problem giving seeds away. People say seed swap. I'm sure I don't need any seeds I don't have, but if they want to get rid of some, I get it. But I will give them to you. I'm not selling seeds. I will just give them to you. If I need some, I will get them again. Okay. So I'm saying that again. If you guys need any seeds, anything you see me grow, anything you see me sow, let me know. I will definitely send them over to you. So that is the elderberry. Label that one. And then I'm going to do one more for you guys. I am excited for the spring season. And while I do love summer gardening, I hate summer bugs. Gosh, especially the yellow jackets, because they always attack me for no reason. Okay, and then my last one, I said I gotta get it out of here. No, it's over. Oh gosh, thought I poured it out, but I did. But it's right here, it's not too far. Is my hibiscus. And again, this is for a friend of mine. Same one. Okay. So I ordered her some. This is from Seed Trust. Yeah. So these are the roselle seeds. I hope you can see that because I can't really tell. If not, let me see if I can make it really clear. Okay, you guys see that? These are roselle seeds. All right. So I told her I don't mind sowing her seeds for her. All right. And I'm gonna do these the same exact way. So if you have never seen hibiscus seeds, I sold these for a couple people. Okay. Look at that. Yep. All right. So these are pretty deep, so I press. I know you can't see way over there, and it's moving that camera with one hand, and it's not on the stand. I press pretty deep in there, so I usually press for the roselle seeds about right up in there. So make it about, can you see that? About that deep. Okay. So that's what I'm doing, because they're pretty big seeds. And it's one seed per hole. I don't do two of the roselles in a hole. Just one. And these are big enough that I can just drop in there by hand. All right. I got two other people that I have to double check to see if they want their roselle plants. Mine are already germinating, so I'm not planning any at all. All right, so that will be the last one that I'm adding to this tray. And again, hibiscus, roselle, all the same. That's the tea I'm drinking. Love hibiscus. Okay. So let me just add a little bit of soil on top. Put goes. Yep. And pack that down in there. Alright. That's the wrong thing. Spraying these in more so for the mint and the tea and the snapdragons because they're like very light and airy like lettuce seeds, and they will blow all over the place. And because the hole that I put them in was very shallow, like almost on surface, this is why I spray. And I usually spray all my plants the same when I sow them, just to keep the same habit. You don't have to do this for everything, I just do. Alright. Today I also have to go out to my greenhouse and just check on some of those. Today's a fertilizer day, which I don't even think I've ever done that on camera with you guys. Depends on how I'm feeling. If I can get out there, because the cold weather makes me not want to do much on camera. It's easy to just go out there and get it done, but I might. But there we go. So, you know, we're going to take this off. It's easier for me to use these things because me struggling with my nails is just not worth it. Okay. We're gonna pour some water in the bottom. Now, but before the day is over with, though, I am gonna get that whole shelf planted, but I'm not gonna make this video super long, so I'm gonna do the rest. I did just want to share a little bit with you guys. All right. That's another reason why I put the water on top, because when I'm doing all of this, I don't want the dirt flying all over the place. It makes it easier. So this right here is also floating. Can you see that? All right, so it's gonna settle in because it's gonna water completely. I'm gonna go back and pick these up so you can see that this is finally settled in. Means it's fully watered. So can you see that? It is fully in the water. So we're just gonna take our humidity dome, close it completely. I don't know if you can hear that. That means I have a house full now. Oh, I gotta figure out where my other... Normally it's probably one of the grandkids that has moved this, but it's okay. This one has already settled in. So I'm gonna go ahead and place these on the shelf over here. Give me a moment. All right. So we're gonna place them right here on our shelf. So those are those yellow onions. I just put those in front of the ones that I did the other day. So those are yellow onions. These are yellow onions. And then this is what we just planted out today. And this is from yesterday. Okay, so I am gonna turn this around, sorry. So I am going to go ahead and finish getting this entire tray formatted out. Just want to go ahead and get that finished out. And then that'll be all for today. And then I'm gonna go out here before it gets too dark and go ahead and fertilize my greenhouse. But pretty much I will have this entire shelf over here, straighten that out, that entire shelf over there all planted out before it before I'm gonna work on some of my getting my stuff together for the summer. My other shelf will be here. My husband hasn't brought it up yet. I'm gonna have him bring that up. I was just trying to make room in here first because I kind of reorganized this room from my basement to up here. So this was not always my seed room. So I had to rearrange some things. But with that being said, thank you for hanging out with me. Again, if you would like seeds, just let me know. And again, if you have any suggestions, I do like suggestions. Some things, though, I have to do because I know they work for me. But a lot of things I'm open to. And, of course, as always, get started. If you haven't gotten started, if you're worried about it, try it. Figure out the process later down the line. If you don't have to plan everything out like I do. I did my first year gardening, I planned everything out. Now I still plan when I'm going to grow things, but a lot of things I'm just going to try it out and see what happens. As my family would say, hey, let's see how it turned out. So with that being said, happy growing, everyone.